This isn't going to be easy for me, but I'm breaking up with you. We've had some good times together, but this just isn't a healthy relationship. What, you're just going to sit there and not say anything? You know, it's not going to be hard to replace you. There are so many guilt-free pasta swaps out there. And they can help me make dishes like my fettuccine Hungry Girl Fredo and another saucy pasta swap you'll love. Then it's off to the market to scope out some guilt-free pasta finds. We're also heading to an Italian restaurant for a Hungry Girl survival guide. I'm Lisa Lillian, better known as Hungry Girl, keeping it guilt-free and delicious.
Guilt-free fries and ice cream swap, tips and tricks from Hungry Girl. 'Cause it's a hungry world.
I'm so hungry. Pasta is one of my trigger foods, and what that means is once I start eating it, I can't stop. So rather than overdo it and take in all those calories and carbs or avoid it altogether, I look for swaps, things that satisfy me as much as the real thing. My favorite pasta swap of all, tofu shirataki noodles. These things are incredible. This entire bag has 40 calories. 40 calories. So this is the calorie bargain of the century. Don't be scared, they come packed in lime water, and you need to drain them and rinse them really well. And they smell a little odd, but don't hold that against them because I promise you, they taste fantastic. They feel a little squishy. Just think about it, 40 calories for a bag. I've been known to have 2 at a time, still only 80 calories. I've even had 3, but don't tell anyone. Okay, once they're drained, we want to dry them extremely well. So you have to pat them dry with lots of paper towels. You want to get them as dry as possible. You need to remove all that extra moisture. Now these noodles are Japanese, and typical traditional shirataki noodles are just made with yam flour. These are tofu shirataki, and the addition of tofu really makes the texture a lot more like pasta. Now, even though they're fully cooked, I like to prep them by putting them in the microwave for a minute. That'll get them ready for a recipe. Okay, a little later, I'm gonna show you one of my favorite recipes using these noodles, but now we're going to the supermarket for some amazing guilt-free pasta finds. Check it out. Even if you're watching what you eat, you can still have pasta. You just have to know how to shop. So let's start with the sauce. Now, when I shop for pasta sauce, I look for ones that have about 60 to 70 calories for a serving, which is a half cup, and 3 grams of fat or less. That's the thing about sauces. They are not all created equal. If you look at the labels, some of them can have 7, 8 grams of fat and way more calories. So check the labels carefully and find what you like and grab it. Now, if I'm feeling creative, sometimes I like to go for a creamy tomato soup instead of a pasta sauce. A lot of people think it's weird, but I discovered this a couple of years ago and I love it. And this has about the same stats as the sauce and, you know, change it up every now and then. I'm gonna get this too. I also love creamy sauces, but instead of adding like cream and butter and oil, I like to use these low-fat cheese wedges. They're the ones that come wrapped in foil. They have about 35 calories each. They're very low in fat. They melt incredibly well with your pasta. Love these. And in addition to that, I also add fat-free sour cream. That adds creaminess and texture to the dish without adding a lot of calories at all. I think this has about 15 calories a tablespoon, so can't beat that. Now, if you're feeling super duper lazy and even that is too complicated for you, which is a little sad, you might want to try these. These are frozen veggies with cheese sauce. Very low in calories, low in fat. So easy, you just throw this in the microwave, throw it over your pasta, mix it up. You get a huge portion for not a lot of calories, so this is coming with me. So now that we've got our sauces, let's move on to pasta. I'm gonna show you where to find my very favorite pasta swaps. These are tofu shirataki noodles, and they are not with the regular pasta. If you go to the pasta aisle and you look there with the boxes, you will be sad and disappointed because these are with the tofu. Sitting in a bag, they're amazing, I love them. I'm gonna get a few bags of these. And you know, sometimes tofu noodles just won't cut it and you want the real thing. And when that happens, I reach for whole grain or whole wheat pasta. 6 grams of fiber, not bad. Well, those are my supermarket finds for today. Go eat some pasta. These 40-calorie noodles are prepped and ready to go. I am about to turn them into fettuccine Hungry Girl Fredo. This is one of my very favorite recipes. It's a true Hungry Girl classic. So the first thing we want to do now is dry them again. Remember how I said it was important to make them really dry? It is, otherwise your sauce is going to be watery. And nobody likes watery fettuccine Hungry Girl Fredo. Okay, these are nice and dry. I always joke that the bag has one long noodle. Of course it doesn't, but actually 2 days ago, I opened a bag, found a noodle that was 6.5 feet long. I actually measured it. It was crazy. I took pictures. It was really funny. Now, put these back into the bowl. This recipe is so easy, so fast, and so delicious. And it has only 4 ingredients. I'm gonna get some now. Okay, believe it or not, it only uses 2 kinds of cheese, the noodles, and fat-free sour cream, which I personally love. Now this cheese wedge, incredible. About 35 calories, low in fat, so creamy. It melts so well. It's like the best ingredient to make cheese sauces. It's one of my secret weapons. Next, fat-free sour cream. You only need a teaspoon of fat-free sour cream, and you need it really to help hold everything together and turn it into more of a creamy sauce. It helps the cheese wedge melt a little bit. And then the parm, of course, reduced fat parm, amazing flavor. 2 teaspoons of that goes a really long way in this recipe. Okay, that is it. 4 things in this bowl, back in the microwave, 1 minute. Up next, I put the finishing touches on my fettuccine Hungry Girl Fredo. Yes. Then I'm off to an Italian restaurant for a Hungry Girl survival guide. And later, a dish that'll satisfy any noodle lover that doesn't have any noodles or pasta. The secret ingredient is coming up. Welcome back to our pasta-packed episode. I combined my tofu shirataki noodles with cheese and sour cream and nuked them for 1 minute. Ooh, that is hot and it smells so good. We're just gonna give this a stir, mix it up, get it nice and creamy. Look at that. It tastes exactly like regular fettuccine Alfredo. In fact, the first time I tried this recipe, I was jumping around my kitchen like a maniac. I was so excited. Because think about it, fettuccine Alfredo for like 100 calories? It smells so, I wish you could smell this. So decadent, so creamy, so much like the real thing, it's crazy. I'm gonna add a little salt and pepper. Spice it up. If I had more time, I'd add shrimp and chicken. I'd go crazy with it. But I am hungry, so none of that today. I'm just gonna dig right in. That is really good. It is so creamy, has so much flavor. The texture of the noodles is exactly like the real thing. I love this stuff. Now, you won't find these noodles at an Italian restaurant, and you can find some good stuff there, but you won't believe some of the shocking foods that they're serving. Check this out. Okay, you had the lasagna that is 850 calories, and you guys each had the spaghetti and meatballs. Those are 1,100 calories each. Have a nice day. As you can see, Italian meals can have shockingly high calorie counts. That's why I put together a Hungry Girl survival guide. I am kicking off my Italian restaurant survival guide with appetizers. Now, I always start a meal with an appetizer because it takes the edge off my hunger, and then I'm not as hungry and I don't eat as much throughout the meal. Steamed mussels or clams, that's always a great choice in an Italian restaurant. Clams and mussels are high in protein and they're very low in fat. Minestrone, okay, that's another great appetizer that has tons of veggies in it, and it's also delicious. Now, you're probably used to seeing fried calamari at Italian restaurants, and that is a big no-no. Fried, greasy, fatty, but the grilled stuff, it is delicious, and it's high in protein, and it's low in calories. A dinner salad, I love salad. The worst thing you can do is drown your salad in fatty dressing. Always order your dressing on the side. Then dip, don't pour. Moving on to entrees. Now, when you order entrees at an Italian restaurant, be smart about it. Stick with lean protein and get it grilled. So get a nice piece of fish or chicken, Don't let them pour sauce all over it. Order the sauce on the side. And then as far as your side dishes, stick with veggies. I like to do double veggies instead of pasta, and then I get some marinara sauce or some balsamic vinegar just to pour on the veggies to give it some nice flavor. Balsamic vinegar, by the way, is not the same as balsamic vinaigrette. Balsamic vinegars have about 10 or 15 calories a serving, and balsamic vinaigrettes can have hundreds of calories a serving, so be careful. Now, if you really want a pasta fix, stick with whole wheat. A lot of restaurants serve whole wheat pasta, and it's better for you. It's higher in fiber. And get a little marinara sauce and some veggies thrown in, and you are good to go. And here is my best tip ever. If you don't see what you like on the menu, special order. Ask for it, people. Don't be shy. Just be nice, but your server's gonna be happy to give you whatever you want. Special order. So I just told you which entrees to bite, and now I'm gonna tell you which ones to fight. Watch out for some key words. Things like Alfredo dishes, they're a bad idea. That means those dishes are loaded with fat and calories. That is a big no-no. Also, Parmesan dishes. Those are all gonna be deep fried and loaded with mozzarella cheese and fat and calories. Skip those. But I do have good news. You can have dessert. I have got you covered. Fruity sorbet, but stick with a small scoop or two, and also with the fruity flavors instead of the creamy ones. Biscotti is a good choice. Just don't overdo it. And fresh berries are always great. And you could even have a squirt of whipped cream if you really want. I also like a cup of espresso with a little sweetener instead of sugar and some fat-free milk. Well, that was my Hungry Girl Italian Restaurant Survival Guide. I hope you wrote some of that stuff down. Coming up, I'm doing things to lasagna you didn't know were possible when I show off my tricks for bulking up pasta dishes. Then, a pastaless pasta recipe that'll change the way you look at Italian food, in a good way.